For episode 30, Julia Overby. Roll 1, scene 1, take 1.
Take one.
All right. Tell me your name and who or what you are.
My name is Julia Overby, and I am becoming a woman, finally, after 27 years on this earth. I'm passionate about life. I'm a life liver, fun-loving soul who just so happens to be in this capsule.
Tell me something you really, really like about yourself.
I like that I can make fun of things that I'm sometimes ashamed about and turn them into things that people can relate to. I like that I wear who I am on my shoulder, whether that's one day emotional, one day confident, one day a little bit insecure and introspective, but I just wear who I am freely, like a badge.
Why do you like that?
I like that because I think, that's a good question. I think too often people want to portray like they're someone else and try to put on a show for the world. And I learned a long time ago that I have nothing to prove to anyone. And that's come from a lot of soul searching, maybe being somebody who overthinks things, but I finally came to the conclusion that nobody really cares. Nobody's really looking like you think that they're looking. And really the only people that I care about making proud are myself and my family and my partner, honestly, and God.
Okay. Tell me something you don't like about yourself.
I can be hyper judgmental and hypercritical of myself because I think for so long I lived in a space of not just fully loving the person that I see or the woman that I'm becoming and not fully accepting who I want it to be. There were two different people trying to exist in the same space. So I'm finally trying to just come to terms with who she is and let her free, like a wild horse.
Where did that come from?
Which part? Where did which part come from? The part that I don't like? Probably trying to make my parents happy. I came from... These are tough. I came from not a broken family, but obviously seeing two people try to raise kids in a very tumultuous and not necessarily structured environment. And I saw their demons and I saw the best parts of them and the worst and most broken parts of them. And I think I always wanted to see the best, but knowing the darkness that existed in them just kind of, I don't know, I think I saw who they were trying to be to the world, but then who they really were behind closed doors. And that's not a bad thing. It was just, if you try to put on a show for people, but then you have to go home to yourself, you realize you might not know who you are. I don't know if that answered the question, but I think it's a form of like self-preservation and trying to protect yourself when you do that. Does that answer? Went off on a tangent there.
Let's say tonight, when you go to sleep, you die in the middle of the night.
Okay. I think about that a lot.
Me too. What part of you, of your soul, what part of your soul gets left behind in the people that you knew?
I hope that they understand, because this is really something that's been striking me lately, and just like watching my peers and how they exist in this world now. And again, I'm trying to become more of a perceiver rather than somebody who judges. I just try to like let people's actions and interactions not necessarily affect me, but I love to watch. I just love to perceive. And I hope that what's left behind is that people understand how finite we are and how it could all end tomorrow. You may not wake up in the morning. You may not live to see another day. And that you understand that there comes a sense of responsibility to treat others and treat yourself with like God energy and the way that God loves you. And I feel like that's a big statement, but it can be simple if you don't try to overthink that. So just like live with the knowledge that tomorrow may not come, because I've known a lot of people who didn't get to wake up. And like for instance, my grandpa, I wish every single day I could have this conversation with him, and knowing how he lived and the effect that he had on me and my mom, my sister, and how his like legacy lives on through us. I hope I can do that for people in a way.
Good job.
Thanks.
Nice.
Awesome.
You're done.
Whew. Okay, thanks. Cheers. Can't cheers with marijuana, but sure.
Sure. You can.
Cheers.
It's good. I like that.
That one made me, I was like, don't cry on here, Julia.